And let's get it, y'all. This is about to be an exciting show. Those of you who have watched my show this year and years past, you know I'm not an LSU cheerleader. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm not here to excite you. Okay, I'm here to just watch this football team that I've covered for so many years, get some good information, greet, chat, chit chat, all that good stuff, y'all. Guys, get ready to get hype, y'all, because there's some really good things for this program going on. LSU beat Bama, and that's huge. And I'm not going to sit here and hype y'all up tonight because that's what I want to do to get views or whatever. I refuse to do any of that for views. I'm going to do it to you because it's the gosh darn truth. Tavion Galloway will be joining us tonight. That's LSU's 2024 tight end commit. Kid's a beast, and he's been all over Twitter recruiting and pushing people to LSU, telling you all the good stuff. I'm excited to bring him on and chat with him. Tonight's show is presented by Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Of course, they make our show possible. They are 2022 tailgating and homegating headquarters. Make sure to go check them out and let them know that TigerBait sent you in. If you do a catering order of 200 or more, you're going to get a free gift card if you mention us. So please do that. Please mention the show. Let them know that their sponsorship dollars are being used valuably on the TigerBait YouTube channel. Okay, we're going to hear from them. I'm going to dive into it. I've got a long monologue or a bunch of anecdotes of what this win really means for LSU in its future. But let's hear from Tremonti's, and I'll be right back.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
Thank you, Tremonti's, for making your LSU football fix possible every single year. Again, guys, I'm asking y'all, please go support them, not just because they support our show, because, guys, it's the goods, straight up. All right. LSU just beat Alabama in year one of Brian Kelly. A lot of people got on me because I didn't pick LSU this week. I didn't pick them last week. It's not reasonable to expect Brian Kelly to have taken this roster that had 39 scholarship players in the bowl game. Okay, and then you lose some seniors and whatnot out of that and transfers outs and all that good stuff. And then the guys you are getting back, they're coming off of injury. So you took that 39 scholarship team that got blown out by Kansas State, and you built it together. This is a Frankenstein roster, bubblegum and paper clips, whatever you want to call it. This team was not supposed to compete for a championship this year. Vegas had them at 6.5. Y'all, people ragged on me for saying LSU was going to go 8-4. But I had people calling me a hater on Twitter this weekend because I picked LSU at 8-4. Hey, that's a game over the over for what Vegas. I was 2 games higher than what Vegas was giving LSU. And that was me being optimistic. LSU's already at 7 wins, y'all, with 2 top 10 wins. And guys, this team that Ryan Kelly's working with here, this isn't an all-star lineup. He did the best he could. He's done an outstanding job putting it together. But it is very much so a Frank. You've got transfers littered all over the field, playing God knows where, God knows how well last year. A lot of them coming off injury. Excuse me. Good players like Bernard Converse, who was like a first rounder against Bama. You know how much money that guy earned himself in this game? A lot. He played like a stud. Okay. He coming off injury. Okay. And just guys just filling in. You lose your best player on defense on your first drive of the season. Doesn't matter. Matt House's defense has been lights out all year. I mean, you've got 2 freshman tackles who are playing like All-Americans. Y'all, you got a bright future if you can keep those guys in. A lot of times LSU has shown poised like freshmen. Think about it, like Stingley. How much promise he showed as a true freshman. Okay, imagine if LSU could have just like, I don't know, kept him on the field with any consistency over the next 2 years. What would his career have turned out to be? That's just part of bad roster management, why Ed Ogeron is no longer here. You've got a walk-on punt returner. A former walk-on running back, Josh Williams, is your best running back. But Brian Kelly's making him look like an all-SEC guy. He's up for the Burlsworth Trophy, which is the best former walk-on in the country. Guys, this is all so impressive. Like I said, this is still a Frankenstein roster, and it's one of the top 10 teams in the country, as we all saw last week. Jayden Daniels was basically chewed up, spit out, and thrown away at Arizona State. I mean, 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. His teammates said, goodbye. We don't want you. You suck anyway. That's what his own teammates said as they cleared out his locker room. Okay, now, we all know there were problems at Arizona State. We all know that those receivers and scheme and all that good stuff was there. But he still had accuracy issues at Arizona State. By the way, he still has certain accuracy issues. It's just this coaching staff uses his strength so well, they've put him in a position to be a very good quarterback. He's thrown 1 interception on the year. He's completed 69.8% of his balls. That's because they're using him in the right way. If you use Jayden Daniels in the wrong way, you're setting yourself up for failure. They've got him as a Heisman candidate, and deservedly so. Jayden Daniels has been an absolute stud. I'm going to get more into that in a bit. I was watching a clip about with Jordan Arsamon on the Jordy Collada show from summer before he got in, and they were talking about BK takeover. What does that mean? Why you keep on saying it? And he said, well, it's because Brian Kelly came in here to take over the SEC and then go on to take on the college football because we're going to take it over. Guys, that's exactly what he's doing. Year 1. By the way, LSU's winning out. I'm not wasting any time talking about that. Brian Kelly at Notre Dame was 90-17 against unranked opponents. By the way, that includes a couple stinker 4-8 teams he had there, because Notre Dame's not a program where you can just bring in, top tier talent every single year. Sometimes you're going to have a stinker team, including his first one, by the way. Brian Kelly still went 90-17 against unranked teams. I have no concerns for LSU in his next 3 games. LSU will go 3-0 and will be in the SEC West Championship, will be in the SEC Championship against Georgia. Now, I don't know. I'm not picking on that game yet, because if I were to a month ago pick LSU against any of the teams it's played, LSU was a whole different team. At the rate LSU is improving, nobody in the country wants to play LSU in a month from now. This team just keeps on getting better and better and better. Not only throughout the season. Think about how crazy, chaotic, disorganized that team looked against Florida State. Almost like a team with virtually no contributors on the field or in the coaching box returning from the year before. We're talking 22 guys, plus special teamers, plus coaches, all learning to play together. That's what that team looked like. That's what I told you on the postgame show is what it looked like. Give it some time. Give it some time. Brian Kelly didn't come here to beat Florida State week 1. People mocked me. You come here to win every game. Guess what, man? Guess what? I'll take Bama over that stupid Florida State opener any day of the week. That game doesn't matter in his legacy, y'all. It was his first ever game. He had a Frankenstein roster. He still does. They're getting better playing with each other. Every single week, every single game. In fact, he goes out almost every game this year. And you've been down. You were down 17-0 to Auburn. You were down 13-0 to Mississippi State. All these games you're down. That's because he's going out there, and guess what? His team probably doesn't have the straight up Jimmy's and Joe's talent as the other team yet. Okay, he's making adjustments in game. You know why? Because LSU's got a good coach. LSU's got a good football coach who knows how to see what's happening in a game, make some adjustments, and go win a freaking football game. That's what we're seeing in live time every single week, guys. It's been impressive to watch. Guys, 10-3 is your floor moving forward with Brian Kelly at the helm. 10-3 is your floor. Because guess what? He's got this Frankenstein roster, and 10-3 is his floor this year. LSU, in all likelihood, will lose another game, whether it be in a bowl game, playoff, SEC championship, whatever it might be. Okay? But LSU's still going to a New Year's Six bowl game. 10-3 is your floor for Brian Kelly moving forward. Because guess what? You got this roster next year. You're bringing in a top 5 class. By the way, he's got another top 5 class for the next year. Top 3 class, in fact, for 2024. Bringing in studs like Tavion Galloway, who will be on the show here in a bit. Yeah, guys, this is impressive what Brian Kelly's doing. This is exactly what LSU fans were thinking when they brought him here. And it kind of proves more to your point that Notre Dame is not some easy to win place where you just get, it's not like the 80s, 60s, 70s, 40s, 30s, 20s, where you get all these Catholics from all over the country who are just flocking to come to your school. No, there's academic requirements. There's grade requirements. It's a tougher place to win than you think. You have no talent in the state of Indiana. Buffoons will go out there and say, well, look at Ohio State. They bring in speed. They don't have speed in their state. Guess what? Ohio State has every other position. Check. Lineman, check. Quarterback, check. All right. And they're an elite team. They have to go pluck a handful of guys out of Texas or Florida or whatever to fill those positions. Okay? By the way, that environment at LSU, I've talked about it a lot in the post-game show. It's the best environment I've ever been to. I spent a lot of times talking to guys who were at other games that were just blow your shorts off. They're so good. Think 2012 Bama LSU. Okay. Really almost any of those Bama games at LSU, if they were at least remotely competitive for half a football game, they were electric. Okay. And they're just different, okay? Think 07 Florida, 97 Florida, 03 Georgia. All those games were absolutely electric. Everybody I talk to, this game tops it. Now, it tops it for me too because, I talk to people and it's like, well, what was the difference between, 2012 LSU Bama and 07 Florida? It's like, dude, they were neck and neck right there. This game was a step beyond. I know for sure it was a step beyond that 2012 Bama game because I was there for that. There's a step beyond. So you have this incredible environment, which I refuse to believe has been topped anywhere. They had 2 earthquakes in this game, 133 decibels. Okay, the all-time sporting event records are like 142, and that's at Arrowhead, where you've got a stadium that is literally acoustically designed to keep sound in. Look at the shape of the stadium. Same thing with Seattle Stadium. LSU still came very close to that, y'all. And then you had all those fans storming the field. And then, by the way, 2 5-star defensive backs are watching that game. Taviano and Desmond Ricks, both there. And you know what? They're both looking at Bernard Converse. Man, that guy's a stud. He's about to be a first-round draft pick. DBU's going strong. This environment was freaking lit. The future is so bright at LSU. Oh, by the way, those guys are all leaving next year. They need someone to replace that talent. You think LSU's got a good pitch for them? And then you got guys like Tavion Galloway and Colin Hurley, who, by the way, was a 5-star quarterback for the class of 2025. He said, you know what? I'm coming to LSU, and you know what? I'm coming a year sooner because I can't wait for 2025. I need to get there in 2024. He got bumped down to about the 12th ranked quarterback, but he's going up against guys a year older than him. That doesn't mean he's not the same talented 5-star guy. He's not a 5-star player just because he's coming here a year sooner now. You realize that, right? Like, he's still the same stud talent guy. And you got those guys all over Twitter telling everybody to come here because they recognize how bright the future is. God, I cannot wait to get Tavion in here in about 10 minutes. Whew. Is that it? A little higher energy than you might be used to on the show. But guys, this is just such a big deal for the program. I don't get excited about little, one-off games or, you beat this team, you look good. I get excited when it's very clear where the state of the program is. Guys, I don't even... Trap game next week? Oh, you're going to Arkansas. They're sneaky good, right? They just got beat by Liberty. They want to bounce back with a big win over LSU because they care so much about that stupid gold boot that is 200 pounds and nobody cares about except for Arkansas because that is their legacy. But they want to beat LSU bad. It's 11 a.m. We already saw how groggy LSU was at 11 a.m. when Tennessee came in here. I don't care. Brian Kelly is the grown-up in the room LSU's always needed. He's that father figure who will whoop your ass with a belt when you need it. But guess what? 25 years later, when you graduate from med school and you're a successful doctor, you say, you know what? Thank you. I really needed you. That's what LSU has with Brian Kelly. And big things are going to come. Like I said, I think 3 losses is like your floor moving forward because he's going to bring in those 5-star guys, those top 5 recruiting classes. And then he's going to be a grown-up coach. Whew, guys, I haven't even gotten into my rant about how good Jayden Daniels has been, man. Maybe I should get to some comments. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna thank a sponsor, okay? And then I'm going to get to a few comments, and then I'm going to get into my rant about why Jayden Daniels deserves to be a Heisman finalist if it were to end right now. Now, he's got some more work to do. I'm not giving it to him right now, but he deserves to be on that Heisman finalist stage if he makes it there. But y'all go check out Dead Soxy. They got their new Tiger Stripe socks here. Remember, Dead Soxy, guys, if you use the promo code TigerBait, they're going to give you 25% off your order if they're doing any holiday sales or anything like that, because I know some people are starting to look for Christmas. They might do a little just still use TigerBait. You'll get the credit for it, guys. Go check them out. I've got all the socks behind me, too. These are casual wear socks. Most of their socks are dress socks, but as you can see, the lines down them. This is going to be like a crew sock you can wear with any shoe, and it's going to be incredibly comfortable. So, deadsoxy.com, link in the bio of the description of the show on the website. It's also in the description of the YouTube channel, or just go to deadsoxy.com and make sure to check out the team colorways collection. Put on purple, gold, black. By the way, they have Saints socks too. Got for the Who Dat people up in here. Mardi Gras socks are really cool if you're just looking for, a cooler Louisiana flair sock. They really try hard to invest into our culture with cool designs. And of course, more designs will be coming as the season goes on. All right, let's see. Dwayne official. If Taviano stormed the field, it's safe to say he's LSU's to lose. LSU's, I would say, is the team to beat for both those guys. LSU does have 25 commitments. Last I checked with my sources, they want at least 28 guys in this class. Guys, they have like 65 scholarship players. And no limit. No limit on how many people they can bring in. Esteban, what's up, PG? What's up, Esteban? All right. I have stated before the season, having a true head coach will get LSU over the hump. Granted, I didn't think they would improve this much year one, but I projected to be back in the playoffs. That's kind of where I was at, Esteban. 2024 is a really good date to get LSU in the playoff conversation. Look, this is unreasonable. Anybody who expected it this year, I've been having this smash like banner up here the whole time. But anyways, anybody who's expected this year might have been drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit, guys. But, it's unrealistically impressive. That's the best way I can put it. Here come all the LSU bandwagon fans. Is he a lock? I'm not going to call him a lock because with guys that are that high profile, anything can happen. Anything can happen. I mean, Bama gets in, Georgia gets in the mix. NIL stuff gets involved. It's tough. So there's no such thing as a lock, but I'd say LSU's the team. But Converse is a first rounder. I've seen some mock drafts that have him at that, but he needed to play well this year because he had, coming off an injury. But yeah, no, he's definitely. How about all the ULL transfers doing work? Oh yeah, guys. Oh yeah. That's the thing. You're talking about transfers you've got from group of 5 schools coming in and playing like ball. Even Kyron Lacey looked really good. I mean, and he's had a very slow transition into this team, y'all. Whoo! Kiss the freaking babies. Could LSU have planned a better recruiting weekend than last weekend? Not really. Not really. I mean, you could, maybe bring in a handful of guys, but guys, they had nearly 100 prospects there, like notable prospects. So, yeah, that's the best. You can't have a better atmosphere. I mean, I guess you could go down, the top 250 prospects and have them all on your campus. I don't think that's realistic. Maybe I say this would be the one better thing. Maybe if it were like on CBS in that Tennessee game. Look, no. The answer is no, not really. Any flips we get after this game? Well, y'all know Texas A&M had a decommitment, one of the highest rated linebackers in the country. And what's going on there? I would be shocked if LSU doesn't. I'd be shocked if a player who's currently committed to another team right now doesn't end up on LSU's commitment list. LSU will lose to Arkansas and Sam Pittman. Yeah, don't count on it, man. 90-17 at Notre Dame. Brian Kelly gets his teams focused. When he has the better team, he doesn't lose. All right, guys, I got Tavion coming in here in just a bit. So I got a nice little diatribe on Jayden Daniels I want to get to. But I think I'll save that till after I do my talk with Tavion here. Let's see. He's getting his camera ready and whatnot. So I'll wait a little second here for him to get all set up, and I'll get to a few more comments. Oh, look, Chance Babin with a great comment here. LSU receivers have been blocking great this season. Go watch. And that's a sign I've always looked for a very well-coached and disciplined team. When are the guys who like the flashy numbers making the plays that matter? Because downfield blocking is so important, and that's the sign of a very well-coached team, is when you've got guys, the receivers blocking. Go watch that final Jayden Daniels touchdown, and you hang it in the Louvre. All the incredible blocking. They said there was a block in the back on his final overtime touchdown. I thought it was ticky-tack. Yeah, not really. It just looked like, kind of stood in the way, and the guy fell down. Converse is a day 3 or 4 guy, but he can get hot and move up around. I've seen draft picks all over the place with him. I was hoping to get with a draft expert. I was trying to get Mike Detillier on the show tonight. He was busy. I did talk to him a little bit about Jayden Daniels, but I've seen some first round projections for him. I'll tell you what, if he plays the way he played against Bama, I don't see how you don't take him in the first round. Here we go. Christian Life standout. Michael Clayton, wide receivers blocked like Michael. Yeah, they did. And that's the thing. You have to have receivers who block downfield. Josh Williams' block was legit. Yeah. Well, by the way, Josh Williams is up for the Burlsworth Trophy, y'all, for the nation's best former walk-on. That's incredible. That's part of the Frankenstein roster Brian Kelly's got going on this year, is you've got guys who are former walk-ons, not highly recruited dudes or whatever. Josh Williams looks like an all SEC back right now. That's so impressive. It's very impressive. Let's see here. Tavion needs just a second. He's trying to get set up backstage. Let's see. Explain to me like I'm slow exactly what I mean by Brian Kelly is the adult LSU needed. He's the guy who's going to make LSU do the small things, the details that you needed, such as getting receivers with huge egos who want to catch the ball and show up on the box score and get the interview with Holly Rowe after the game, to do the unsexy things like blocking downfield, to get guys mentally prepared, to hold guys accountable, to be the guy with the, by the way, the guy who knows scheme too, by the way, because the last two guys LSU had, they couldn't call plays at all. So he is that adult in the room, the great football coach. All right, I think I got Tavion ready backstage. I'm gonna run a commercial real quick and we'll get right into it. I'll bring him right on.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and homegating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontes.com.
Thank you, Tremontes, for making our show possible. And here he is, Tavion Galloway, 4-star 2024 tight end. Tavion, how was basketball, man?
It was pretty good. We had a pretty good day today.
Good. He got out of basketball. It was practice tonight, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Got out of basketball practice, and basically as soon as he was done, came in to join us. So I really appreciate him. Tavion, you've been so vocal on Twitter, promoting LSU, pushing it. Let me just ask you, why? Why are you so vocal and adamant about LSU?
For me, really, the biggest reason is because I want to play with the best players, while I'm also playing for the best coaches. And I feel like it's just as big as my job as it is everybody else's. That like I need to recruit too, try to get the best on the team because I'm trying to win that national title for LSU.
By the way, guys, if y'all want to, I don't really do this with recruits a ton just because, young guys, but Tavion's done a lot of media and stuff like. If y'all want to ask him a question, hit it up in the chat. I'll try to put it up there. Ask Tavion or whatever you want to put in the chat. I'm sure he'd enjoy interacting with some of his future fans cheering him on at LSU. All right, yeah, Tavion, sure. You're recruiting guys hardcore right now. Why LSU?
For me, the reason I really chose LSU, I feel like everything just connected with me. I did a lot of prayers before my commitment and everything. And I feel like a big thing with me is really just the connection I had with like the whole coaching staff, especially Coach Kelly and Coach Denbrock. I was being recruited by Coach Kelly whenever he was at Notre Dame before he even went to LSU. And the same with Coach Denbrock whenever he was at Cincinnati before he was at LSU. They were both recruiting me, and I really just built a real good bond. I felt with Coach Denbrock, and he just showed me he was a real genuine guy. He wasn't with all the other fancy recruiting things. He really just wanted to build a connection with me, and just basically just get straight to the point. And I really love that about him. And then also I always felt that I was an SEC caliber player. That's where the best players go to play. And I always felt I was a dog enough to be able to do that. And just it being down south, I love everything about it. Just the weather, the culture, the food down there, just everything about it really just connected for me. Like that's a place I could see myself living there for some years until hopefully I could get drafted into the NFL.
So what you're saying is Tavion's got that dog in him. That's what I'm hearing in this,
yeah.
But
sure, that's certified. That's certified. Yes, sir.
Certified dog in him. I like it. Put
hey,
the
you don't go to
X-ray
the
name
SEC
up there.
if you're not a dog.
No doubt. You can't come to the SEC. It's the same thing with the coaches. I was telling you, if you're afraid of competition, you need not apply. That's what the SEC is. It's a grind. You come here if you want to play and beat Bama once a year. Man, so you watched the LSU Alabama game, right? You weren't there.
Oh yeah, I had to watch it. Yeah.
Did you? Were you kind of upset when you saw how great it was that you missed out on going?
Yeah, I was kind of upset because I was actually a game that I was thinking about going to, but I just ended up choosing the Ole Miss game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was a little upset, but it was still great to watch on TV. That was probably one of the greatest games I've ever witnessed in my life, honestly.
It was fun. It was fun to be there, no doubt. And for LSU fans, they've been wanting it. That's why they invested in a coach like a Brian Kelly. So you're watching this game. I'm sure you see Mason Taylor, true
Yeah.
freshman at your position. I mean, twice caught the game tying touchdown for overtime and then catches the game winner. What are your thoughts watching this system and seeing a true freshman at your position making like just such incredible, impactful plays?
Yeah, it really just motivates me. It makes me want to work harder, and just knowing whenever I get to LSU, knowing that I could be used like that, or maybe even possibly better. Just depending on how hard I work and how hard I like how good I get. I feel like that's just ultimately on me. So I feel like it just puts a lot of motive in me, and it just keeps telling me I gotta work harder, and it just like it helps push me to think that like yeah, I definitely made the right decision going to LSU.
I definitely see where you come from. Do you feel like you were more reinforced on your decision when LSU got Colin Hurley, the quarterback? 5-star guy
Yeah.
coming in your class. How'd you feel about that?
That was a big deal to me. You can't really do anything with the passing game if you don't have a quarterback that can sling that rock. So it was a big deal to me definitely getting him.
So seeing LSU beat Alabama, I'm sure even it catches you a little off guard how quickly Brian Kelly is getting things rocking and rolling. Because I mean, reasonably a coach needs time to build things, but here we are, year one. How are you feeling about the future of LSU, knowing that he's going to have top 5 classes after top 5 classes coming in with guys like you, Colin, and we already see what they're doing in the year before y'all.
Yeah. To me, I really just see that there's no reason that we shouldn't win national titles after national titles. I feel like as long as the players that keep coming to LSU stay committed and keep that chip on their shoulder, I feel like we can bring it in for the fans year in and year out. Because what Coach Kelly is doing is really amazing. But I have my faith in him. Everybody was down, but I believe that we could do something this year, even with the talent that people say that we might not have. I always have belief in Coach Kelly.
All right, you said you have belief in Coach Kelly. What do you say to guys who say Brian Kelly isn't likable? Players don't like him. He can't recruit. What is your response to that?
You don't know him. I mean, that's what I say to people every time. Like they're like people won't even like listen to his interviews and things like that. People just like to hear what other people say. Like I guess it's just like it's a trend to hate on Coach Kelly, but I mean, you see what he's doing. First year at LSU beat Bama. Like
Enough said. I mean,
yeah.
that is worth how many words? I mean, action speaks so much louder than words, no doubt, man. Tavion, what's your current height weight looking like?
Right now I'm standing at about 6'5", 230.
Yeah, do you have a 40 time anytime recently you've ran?
Um, I think the most recent 40 time that I ran was a 4.7.
4.7. Okay, so
Yeah.
so big guy running a 4.7. Hopefully that only improves as I mean, you're still got a year left in high school, so I mean it's already very impressive. And look, I'm gonna throw some. We're gonna go into a little bit of the ask Tavion questions here. I'm gonna throw your highlights on here. Don't get distracted though. This is for the people. You just focus on the questions here, okay?
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. What's your basketball stats look like?
Last year I didn't have the best year. I only played about 5 games because I transferred to a new high school. I don't know exactly what my stats was, but my freshman year I know I averaged about a double in points and rebounds.
What do you think you're gonna have a good year this year? Are you gonna get out there a bunch? Like I have no
Oh
idea what
yeah.
your basketball career looks like. What do you play?
I'll play the forward position.
Yeah, yeah, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be in the starting lineup and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I started my whole career in basketball. Basketball was really like the main sport that I really started getting into until football really came to light for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and a lot of basketball guys, it's like their first love is basketball. But at your height and weight, that's special at tight end. And
Yeah.
basketball, there's a lot of 6'5" guys out there. So a lot of guys realize like, yo, I'm a D1 top tight end in the country. Basketball's just tougher at 6'5",
Yeah, at that point, you just got to know your priorities and you just got to make a business decision. Like I have my love for basketball, but football is what's gonna get me to where I want to be ultimately in my life.
All right. So what are you aiming for your stat line this year? Let's give them some sort of answer. What's your goal for points, rebounds, all that good stuff?
I think I'll average about 18 points, 10 plus rebounds, say around four to six assists, probably 2 blocks per game, maybe like a steal.
Hey, look, you love it when the big man wants 5 or 6 assists a game. You know, that
Oh
the
yeah,
unselfish stats, you know what I'm saying? All right. Here's
sir.
from Bruce Steele. Ask Tavion, what are your strengths and what are you hoping to improve next year?
I feel like my strengths is honestly that I just have an all around game for a tight end. I feel like I can get in the dirt. I feel like I can block defensive linemen. I feel like I can catch the ball over anybody, a DB, a linebacker, and I feel like my speed is also a big part of my game. I feel like I show a lot of speed just with my catch radius and my route running. I feel like it just helps me be able to get open and come in with the ball.
All right. How important is it to you that Brian Kelly gets tight ends to the league?
That's a huge thing for me because ultimately that's the goal for me. I want to be able to get to the league and build generational wealth for my whole family. So knowing that he can do that and that he has done that with a lot of tight ends, that just makes it more complete for me.
Is LSU tight end you now?
Hey, if people say it's not, then it will be. Promise you that.
Yeah, I mean, I think LSU is they don't have the tight end depth yet. It's just year one of Brian Kelly, but it's
Yeah,
coming. You know, we see a true
yeah,
freshman out there. Just think about, Tavion coming on behind Mason Taylor first year. I mean, when he's a junior. I mean,
yeah.
that you're going to have that depth pretty quickly. Let's see here. Are you going to try to convince anyone else to come to LSU? I have a sneaky feeling I know the answer to this one.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm trying to convince the best players in the nation to come to LSU. Anybody that LSU is trying to get, I'm going after them too.
All right, let's see here. Ask Tavion, what does he look to improve on going into this off season? We already get that one, didn't I? Did he
Yeah.
ask that one already? Let's see. All right, here we go. Do you consider yourself a traditional tight end or a flex hybrid tight end?
I consider myself more of like a flex hybrid tight end, but I feel like with my versatility, I can really do it all. So I feel like I'm really just a standard prototype tight end, like of the new generation.
All right, who is your NFL tight end comp? Is there any tight ends in the NFL you kind of compare yourself or model yourself after?
Some guys I like is like Travis Kelsey, Tyler Higbee. Them are guys I like to watch.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's see here. What's your best play you've ever made any sport?
My best play I've ever made any sport. So for this one, I'll probably say something for basketball and football. For football, I'll say the best play I've ever made. I'm just gonna say the most recent season. I had a one-handed interception against London. I brought it in with my left hand, and it was just a big momentum gainer for us. So I'll say that was probably my biggest play of this most recent season for football. And the basketball one I'll say is of my freshman year. I remember it was my first play ever on varsity, and I got a steal, and I took it down the court and dunked on 2 defenders and hung on the rim. So.
All right, does basketball help you with your football coordination on the football field?
Oh yeah, this is a big thing that I actually like to talk to people about, and this is really what my trainer brought to me at a young age. I think basketball and football actually go hand in hand, especially playing that tight end position. Whenever I'm posted up on the block, doing my footwork, or maybe high pointing the ball whenever the ball is thrown into me at the block, and just being a strong physical player. I think that plays hand in hand with the tight end position.
All right, are you too cool to block Tavion? Oh, I'm sorry, I
Definitely
misread
not.
that, but go ahead.
I'm definitely not too cool to block. If you look at my highlights, you see I like the pancake guys for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. And we were just talking about before you came on in LSU. If you look at that play where Jayden Daniels scrambles it for the overtime touchdown, there's
Yeah,
so many receivers blocking.
yeah. The
And
blocking was great. That's what really makes great plays. Whenever you got the outside guys like the receivers willing to actually go out there and lay guys out and block them. That's when the big plays happen.
yeah. Um, Here's a question I'm thinking about, and it's a little tougher to think about. If Brian Kelly isn't LSU's coach, Do you see yourself still coming? If LSU hadn't hired him, would you have still come to LSU?
Only God knows that answer. But for I don't know, because a big part of it was Coach Kelly and the staff that he brought the LSU, like, and just the connections I was able to make with them. It's just all great people. So I don't know. I don't know if I would.
Yeah, it's tough, and it's like a scheme for your position. Brian Kelly is like one of like the gold standards. Such a perfect fit. It's hard. And this is a question actually I had too, because a lot of times when I get a guy who's very vocal, likes to do a lot of shows, they a lot of times want to pursue a career in like sports media or something afterwards. So I was curious about this too. What's your career-wise goals outside of sports?
Outside of sports, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do after my athletic career. Right now, I'm thinking that I might want to get into like real estate and get into like flipping houses and things like that. Because I know that's a great opportunity to just build money and build wealth by owning land and being able to flip houses. But my ultimate goal, I'll say, is to just honestly build generational wealth for my family, to know that my kids, kids, and even their kids got money to sit on, to where they're never having to starve or skip a meal or anything like that. I just want to make sure like my family's straight for generations to come.
Well, there you go. One last question for you. Do you play any defense? What position?
Yeah, so this season I played middle linebacker. My freshman and sophomore year I played defensive end. And after talking to my coach after the end of this season, I think I might play some of both next year.
A 6'5", would you say your weight was 250?
230.
230, 6'5", 230, middle linebacker in high school. That's terrifying. All right, well, Tavion, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you making some time in your busy schedule. Hoping to keep following up with you and your career at LSU, all that good stuff. Y'all go follow him on Twitter at Tavion Galloway. Do you have an Instagram or anything you want people to go follow you?
Yeah. My Instagram is Tavion Galloway 13, and my TikTok is tay.13official.
Oh, we got the TikTok. We're going hardcore Gen Z here. Let's do it.
You got bit up that NIL.
Hey man, you got to brand yourself now. It's funny how people ask you to go out and brand yourself now with NIL. It's so much more important. Even coaches are getting on it. Have any of the coaches, by the way, meant to ask about this? The coaches, are they encouraging you to go promote LSU or giving you any pointers, or is all your promotion and recruiting, is that all just yourself doing it?
Yeah, so as of now, all my promotion, everything, that's all been me. They haven't asked me to do anything like that.
Oh, so you're just literally taking initiative on your own and going after this. They're not telling you any tips, nothing. You're just, I'm on it. I'm the dude.
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah.
I'm all about it. All right, Tavion, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed, you too. Tavion Galloway, hard not to like that kid. You'll enjoy seeing him play for LSU in a couple years. I'm gonna hit a Tremonti's commercial, and I'm gonna go on a rant about how good Jayden Daniels has been this year, and it's special because he wasn't exactly the loved guy coming in. A lot of fans were, I don't want to say hating on him, but doubting him. I even had my reservations, I'll call them, because I wasn't going to doubt him. I saw the stats and the missed throws last year, and then I saw the spring game where there was some promise, but 3 of 9 ain't going to cut it. Ooh, I'm choking, unlike Jayden Daniels. But I had some reservations, but I expected him to improve, because you should improve as a quarterback coming into the spring game and playing your first time under a first new coach and all that good stuff. Anyways, let's hear from Tremonti's, and we're going to get into that.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and homegating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontes.com.
And thank you, Tremonti, for making this possible. I want to put James Wade's super chat. James Wade, first off, thank you for the super chat and for helping me kind of keep things moderated. I saw Tyler Smith. I didn't understand if, he made a mistake on his first comment or whatever. So I booted him, like I put him in timeout. Okay. And then I saw with y'all's comments coming in, that, he kept on doing more. So he's banned from the channel now. And I appreciate you doing it. I did want to put your super chat up while Tavion was up there in case he had, missed the comment, or I didn't want to highlight that comment in front of him because it was inappropriate. And there's no reason to bring that to such a, hardworking young man's face. You're going to criticize an athlete, criticize his play. Don't do stupid crap like that. So idiots like Tyler Smith aren't welcome on this page anymore. Let's see here. Any great interview. Thank you, American Patriot. Let's see here. Keep recruiting. Here's another good comment by James Wade. James Wade killing it tonight, by the way. Glad BK didn't listen to some of the vet piece regarding Jayden Daniels. Not how you start, it's how you finish. That's the thing about the grown-up in the room. He doesn't fall into pressure. He doesn't cave in. He goes and evaluates and does his thing, and he should. Sometimes the head coach should do things that the fan base question, because guess what? He's smarter than the fan base, okay? He is smarter than any one of us in this chat. He should be doing some things that we all disagree with, or at least a lot of us should disagree with. Anyways, let me tell y'all how good Jayden Daniels has been this year, y'all. We're going to look at his total yards because we know a good part of his game is his running game. Okay. He's got 2,600 yards already. 2,613 total yards with 24 touchdowns. By the way, I have been hesitant to say this. I'm always hesitant to make like bold, declarative statements. I don't want to give it to someone until they've earned it. He's LSU's best quarterback since Jamarcus Russell, other than Joe Burrow. Okay. He has been better than Mettenberger. Okay. Already he has more total yards than Mettenberger had. 2,600. Mettenberger had 2,600. And I think Mettenberger also had 24 touchdowns, by the way, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, Mettenberger had better receivers and talent around him. He had Jeremy Hill handed the ball off. Yeah, Jayden Daniels is better than Mettenberger, and I love Mettenberger. Mettenberger was so fun to watch, man. Just how aesthetically pleasing that step back, step up into the pocket and launch it deep, and then you've got, Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry jumping all over the air like sky acrobats, like they're in a circus, dude. It was a lot of fun to watch. But you know what? It's undeniable now that Jayden Daniels has been better than Mettenberger. And look, throw in the championship quarterbacks if you want. The way he's playing is better than Matt Flynn. So since Jamarcus Russell, he's your next best quarterback, not named Joe Burrow. That's where I'm at with him. But here's the thing. He's rushed for 624 yards, I believe it is. Guys, he's been sacked 31 times. 31 times. I'm estimating that the total sack. There was one sack that wasn't him. I wasn't able to identify what sack, but roughly that's about 135 yards that he's lost. 135 yards because they do net the sacks against you. Not to mention 31 sacks is a hell of a lot of sacks. Yes, that impacts your ability to throw the ball. This offensive line's had a lot of growing pains, but they're getting better and better as these freshmen grow old before our eyes. It's uncanny what we're seeing, guys. It is truly uncanny. But here's a stat that won't show up in the box score. At least his personal stats. Okay. Against Ole Miss, he was down 17-3. He led a 42-3 run and comeback. Okay. Big win. Against Florida State, you're down 17-3. Back against the wall. He leads you to a comeback. They should have kicked the extra point. They were going to win that game, y'all. They should have come back. He did everything he needed to do to lead him back. It's just you freak mistake, whatever. Okay. In that game, he had got the ball with 1:20 left and led his team 99 yards with 1:20. Don't give me I swear to God, if anybody comes in here and says, "Oh, Preston, that was a prevent defense," then why'd you call it, Florida State? It doesn't not count just because it's the situation you absolutely need it the most. No, dude. You know what that's called? That's called being a Mamba. Okay? Kobe was so loved because he was so clutch. Jayden has been that clutch. You're down 17-0 to Auburn. You come back 21-0. You're down 13-0 to Mississippi State. You go on a 31-3 run and you win that ball game. Bama scores. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 scores after the fourth quarter. All 4 to take the lead. All 4. And you respond with a score every single freaking time. Jayden Daniels made a beautiful pass to Mason Taylor. That's a pass. That's not his pass, y'all. He is not the rainbow arch it over into the end zone and throw it over 2 defenders guy. That's not his pass. That's a pass he's missed a lot on, and I've kind of been critical of him and questioned his draft stock. I'm like, look, he's just never going to make that pass is what I'm saying, until he freaking makes it against Alabama when you need it the most. I don't know what his draft stock is. I reached out to Mike Detillia today to find out. He goes, he's a mid-round pick right now, but every game he's going up. I asked him if he can work his way up to a first-round draft pick, and he says that's a complicated question. So I'm going to have Mike, when he's not busy doing his stuff, come on and talk about Jayden Daniels' draft stock. 10 years ago, his flaws would have been unforgivable and pushed him back to a 3rd round, 4th round pick, whatever. Guys, I don't know in this modern NFL. They value guys who can make plays with their feet and do things like what he does. I don't know. It only takes one team to fall in love with you. I don't know what his draft stock is. But I'm going to tell you what, if y'all want him back next year, let's just assume he's a 3rd round, 4th round pick, okay? If y'all want him back next year, y'all best get the GoFundMe rolling and try to outbid the NFL, because he's going to make some money next year. Guys, again, the clutchness of it all. Okay, look, 2,600 yards, 24 touchdowns. By the way, only 1 turnover, and he's completed 69.8% of his balls. Nice. Nice. Okay? That is so good. That is so good, y'all. Let's put it like this. He's got, just in the box score, he's got the productivity of Zach Mettenberger, but he doesn't have the talent around Zach Mettenberger that Zach Mettenberger had, and he's got the mistake-free football of Danny Etling. Because Danny Etling didn't put up great stats, but he just never turned the ball over. He had 2 interceptions his final year. Hello, this guy's got 1. Holy hell, guys, dude. Holy hell. 31 sacks and you're still running for 620 yards. That should be like 800 yards running. He's on path to have a 1,000-yard season. By the way, 2 top 10 wins in all that. Didn't even just kind of, just brushed over that, all the clutchness. We're going to brush over the fact that, 2 top 10 wins, back-to-back top 10 wins. Give Jayden Daniels his respect, y'all. Let's get some comments here. That's my rants for tonight, guys. Y'all heard my diatribe on LSU. Brian Kelly's way ahead of schedule. He did it with a Frankenstein roster this year. Watch out. 10-3 is the floor for LSU. The LSU's about to kick a lot of ass for a long, long time under Brian Kelly, because he's the grown-up in the room you always needed. By the way, you're going to keep on getting top 5 recruiting classes. Hey, you want to know something else? Nick Saban comes in here, top 5 recruiting classes every year. Les Miles comes in here, top 5 recruiting classes every year. Ed Ogeron comes in here, top 5 recruiting classes every year. Brian Kelly comes in, more top 5 recruiting classes. It's almost like LSU is a good place to recruit. That's why Notre Dame's all-time winningest coach is now your football coach. Because he can come in here and get that talent and beat Alabama like he did. Oh, look, we still got Tavion in the chat, y'all. I should have had Tavion come in and co-host the show. His favorite dish from Louisiana has been the crawfish so far. So, look, guys, I hope he's talking about boiled crawfish. Some people love, a lot of people who aren't from here love the etouffee. Like Brian Kelly loves etouffee. The boiled crawfish is the best dish we do, guys. Straight up. It's not because it's the dish. It's the spectacle that is a crawfish boil. Okay, and yes, the crawfish itself is really damn good, but family over everything. That's what I live by. There you go, young man. Tavion wants to thank y'all all the way. Thanks for all the love by all y'all. Go Tigers. But what a great young man, man. I'm very happy that I got to bring him on my show tonight. It was the most watched game on ESPN since 2016. You know what blew my mind, y'all? I didn't know that cable versus like a CBS it used to be like the airwave channels. I didn't know that kind of platform meant that much for the ratings. Tennessee had 13 million people watching. LSU had like half, like 7.6 or something like that. And that's still ESPN's most watched game since 2016. How freaking wild is that? I did not know that CBS Impact was like that strong. Which I guess that means like, okay, not counting the ABC games. That has to be what it is. I think Jayden Daniels' calm demeanor has been a huge positive for such a young LSU team. You can't tell if this LSU team is winning or losing. James, I the first time I interviewed him, I saw him in the Superdome after Florida State, and he was just so cool, calm, and collected after a wild game. He was accountable. It's hard not to like this guy. I don't know what those Arizona State guys were thinking clearing out his locker, but that's more of a reflection on Arizona State, your program, and your coach than it is on Jayden Daniels. Because look, Jayden Daniels is a fine young man. Yeah, Met had a good line too, but guess what? Jayden Daniels is better than Mettenberger's stat line. I just went through Jayden. Mettenberger threw for 2,600 yards and I think it was 24 touchdowns. Guess what? Jayden Daniels, 2,600 yards, 24 touchdowns. And the season isn't over yet. Oh, and also 1 interception. Oh, and also less talent around him. Jayden Daniels is clearly a better quarterback than Mettenberger. And I was hesitant. I was one of the slower guys to get there. All right, I'm going to get to your comments for the rest of the show. I'm going to thank my last sponsor here. I'm going to thank Celebrity Theaters. Remember, y'all, they are hosting LSU watch parties. If y'all do not want to go to Fayetteville to watch a crummy Arkansas team play LSU, y'all go to Celebrity Theaters. They have combos like this game day nacho drink combo for $10. They have drink specials they run all the time. Locations in Baton Rouge, Ruston, and Broussard. So those are 3 of our top 4 markets. Most of y'all should be able to access one of them. I promise you, they're very nice theaters, great prices, locally owned. The Baton Rouge one has been recently renovated. It is state of the art. Y'all go check out the watch parties only at Baton Rouge. So make sure y'all, if you're going to do that, go check that one out. But y'all, I'm telling you, they have the recliner seats, really good stuff, y'all. I don't go to a theater unless they have like the recliner seats anymore. Very comfortable, great atmosphere, great prices. Y'all go check out Celebrity Theaters. I'm proud to have them as one of the sponsors of my show. All right, comments for the rest of the show. We're going to kind of get rapid fire and get out of here. I'm already over by a minute, but we'll go about 5 more minutes just to because y'all been so great tonight. James, what is considered anything? I don't know, man. Yeah, ESPN's definitely considered cable now. All right, here it is, 7.6. I thought it was like 7.3, but yeah, still. Yeah, it's considered cable, but I mean, let's be real. I mean, everybody streams everything. I'm the last millennial who still uses cable, and that's only because my career is tied into it. Tavion Galloway. Ohio's not the best weather right now. Oh, man. I got some stupid questions for Tavion here, but at least this one's kind of funny. Mettenberger was an assistant coach for Alabama this weekend, but I wouldn't call him a traitor. He's just trying to get his coaching career in line. He wants to go to the Nick Saban rehab clinic. Oh, dude, James, let me tell you something. I was actually really hyped. So I'm not a huge baseball guy, but if I do, Astros are my team. I was so upset I couldn't watch any. I couldn't even think about the World Series because you got LSU Bama on right there. Usually, with football games. Like, you know, you'll if the World Series is on, you'll put it in the corner or it'll be on TV. No one was thinking about or talking about the World Series. That's just how far back of mind World Series go. But I'm stoked for the Astros, man. Hopefully they don't get caught for like stealing signals or whatever this time. Okay, that's a fair point, Chance Babin. Mettenberger did do that with Les Miles, and that's one of the reasons I've given him a lot of credit. I don't care. He also did it with Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry. Okay, he also did it with them. Advantage Jayden Daniels. Also, let's wait and see what Jayden Daniels does throughout the rest of this year. Also, keep in mind, LSU's one epic comeback that year. If you want to talk about the clutch gene, so to speak, the Arkansas game, actually, Anthony Jennings had to come in off the bench to lead that 99-yard drive. Let's see here. I liked Mettenberger. He was, guys, I'm not hating on Mettenberger. I loved Mettenberger. Like I said, he was a lot of fun to watch. I am a Mettenberger guy, but I'm just telling you how impressive Jayden Daniels has been here. This is no means to bash Mettenberger, but he got the crap beat out of him that Bama game. One of my favorite moments watching LSU that isn't like a win or something significant in the program was watching Mettenberger just crawl off the field after taking 4 straight sacks against Bama. Defeated, broken, beaten down, but pride still intact. He refused help off the field. He's literally dragging his like numb legs off the field and just rolls with it, accepts his loss and limps off. I love that grittiness, that toughness he showed there, man. That was a great moment. Yeah. I mean, he had Jeremy Hill at running back. And look, I'm giving Josh Williams a hell of a lot of respect now, guys. But Jay Hill's way better than Josh Williams. I mean, much love, because Josh Williams has been an absolute just joy to watch this year, man. But he's not Jeremy Hill. And that's the other thing, watching Mettenberger in that Arkansas game, I don't think LSU wins the game if Mettenberger's in the quarterback. Like, I think one of the big things was Anthony Jennings unexpectedly brought the ability to run the ball there, which Arkansas hadn't prepared for very obviously. He scrambled for a couple first downs. Yeah, I'm not so sure LSU does win that game if Mettenberger's in there. All right, whoa. We're getting too many Mettenberger bashing comments here, y'all. This is about how good Jayden Daniels is. I'm just telling you, he's better than Mettenberger. This is not the Mettenberger hate hour, okay? Because Met was a stud. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all for watching. I went a little over here. I appreciate y'all watching the show. Y'all make sure to hit that like button if y'all enjoyed tonight's show. Like and share to your social media feeds. Tweet it out, all that good stuff. I appreciate all y'all supporting our growing channel. We just hit 16,000 subscribers. We're one of the fastest growing LSU YouTube channels. Mike and Buddy will be on tomorrow. Look, I'm going to be honest. Mike and Buddy's probably the best midweek LSU show you get out there. I mean, those guys are great. I watch them every week. So watch this. Hit that bell to get alerted when they're on. And y'all make sure to go check out TigerBait.com if you want to become a premium subscriber for all of our excellent recruiting content, which is going to get cooking here soon. Y'all make sure to give us a try. It's $1 a try, $99 for the year. And y'all make sure to, hit that like button on this video, guys. Hit that like button if y'all enjoyed this, guys. And if y'all enjoyed Tavion coming tonight, because, it helps with the algorithms and all that good stuff. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have an outstanding evening.